Well, some 27 years ago, I was working in the Tumbarumba Batlow area in New South Wales, a well-known fruit growing area with orchards everywhere. I noticed at that time there was a lot of waste. There was waste left on the trees, there was waste on the ground, there was waste in the processing facilities. I thought at that time I would be able to convert that waste into a poultry feed or a pig feed. Unfortunately, waste and materials like that weren't popular to have recycled at that time. 25 years later, recycling is a major issue and everyone is interested in recycling. So I was able to expand that original idea 27 years ago into recycling all food waste, taking food waste from hospitals, retirement villages, cafes, restaurants, hotels, everywhere where food waste is produced as a byproduct. In fact, 30% of all food that's produced is never consumed. So the idea is to take that waste and convert it into valuable products such as poultry feed.
Yeah, this particular project, we wanted to do a small laboratory scale trial before we do the large scale pilot trial. Collecting few different sources of waste material, we went through the whole process and determined the nutritional value to see whether we can incorporate those into a feed formulation. The process involves collecting the material from different sources, go through a heat treatment to make sure that we destroy all microorganisms, and drying the product in the most efficient way.
So my initial skepticism fortunately has turned into optimism and enthusiasm, because I've seen the process in reality. I've seen the science going behind it, I've seen the engineering behind it, and I've seen the intelligence and the expertise that Norm's brought together to be able to bring this to fruition. And I really think there is quite a significant opportunity for food recycle to become a relevant, valid part of the chicken feed industry.
A chicken needs about 50 different nutrients, and among those, about half of those would be trace elements and vitamins, and those are normally added as a vitamin mineral premix to the feed, so we don't really worry too much about those. The ones that we do worry about would be the energy content. Energy comes from carbohydrates and fat, and then the amino acids, which come from protein. Once we have the nutrient analyses completed of all the different waste streams, then we can take that information, put it into a formulation program, and blend them together to make an optimum poultry feed.
It's a matter of going to all the different state authorities, finding out what their requirements are and making sure the process covers off on all of those. I must say though that the various biosecurity authorities around the country, there's been a lot of goodwill. People all think that this is a good idea.
During my time in government, we looked to support projects that involved innovation, projects that were good for the environment, and projects that delivered economic benefits to our state. And certainly Food Recycle ticks all of those boxes. So it's great to be on the board of this company. I believe this company has enormous potential, not just for Australia, but globally.
Unless you're part of the solution, you are really part of the problem. And Food Recycle is a company that's going to provide a solution for Australia to overcome food waste problem and which can be applied globally.
For me, Food Recycle, it's very hard to see where the limits are. Actually, today we've seen it's all about collaboration, and we've had some very interesting and challenging questions on scope and size and where we think food might go.
With the concept around value-adding waste, what's happened is we've been able to refine that waste stream, so we've been able to look at it at a more micro level. Historically, we've just collected all of this and we've called it waste and we've taken it off to the landfill. Now all of a sudden people are seeing value-add in parts of that waste stream.
And we filed 11 national phase applications, so in all of the countries on the screen there. In Australia we have a standard and an innovation patent. The innovation patent has been examined and allowed, and that's directed to the process. We've got process claims. So an examiner at IP Australia has said, yes, I think that is patentable.
We have to ask ourselves the question, where are we going to get the feed to feed the animals that feed us? So we have to get smarter about it.